Hello everyone, this video is going to be basically all about Auburn and the program moving forward, what's been going on recently. I said I was going to make a video about this in the AP poll reaction video, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. I need to make a video talking about everything, and because I feel like it doesn't do it justice just to talk about it in the review videos. I'm an Auburn fan, so I feel like I need to make a video just for this and address what the heck has been going on. This isn't just going to be about the Georgia game, although there is going to be plenty talk about Georgia in this game. It's also going to be about Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and Georgia. Now, the Baylor win was good, but I'm not here to talk about the Baylor game. That was week 1. Ball State, freaking whoever those put, South Alabama. Those games that's not what's important right now. We've had 3 straight losses to SEC teams. 3 straight losses. And I get it. They're top 10 teams. 2 of them were on the road. But for this program, and if we want to have the standard of competing for championship, not championships, but just playoffs, because the playoffs are the top 12. We're Auburn. We should be hovering around the top 12. Ever since 2020s, it's been really bad. This year, I think this is the best team Auburn's had in a while. I genuinely think this year we have as much talent as anyone else. Do I think we have as much talent as Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, teams like that? No, but I think we're up there with teams I think we have just as much talent as Georgia. I think we have as much talent as teams like Florida, Tennessee, all those. We have just as much talent. We should be competing with them. And same with Texas A&M. We should be competing with them too. But it's just demoralizing to see that this team genuinely has so much potential, and we squander it week after week after week. So I'm going to be talking about it a little bit, starting off with the Oklahoma game. Now, this game, as bad as the offense looked at times, this game, even after what happened, I was feeling very optimistic about this Auburn team because I thought at the time Oklahoma was a top 5 team. Coming to find out, Oklahoma, I think they're looking really, really shaky right now. But it doesn't matter. They still have a top 5 defense to this day. This game was... It didn't shock... I didn't expect us to win this game. And I expected us to compete, and we did. We competed very well in this game. I was actually, very proud of the way, especially the defense. My goodness. Texas held them to 6. Still, though, Texas has a top 5 defense. I think we have a top 10 defense. But and I could tell, we still moved the ball, too. Even though we got, curb stomped on offense a bunch of times, I think we moved the ball. We put up some really great drives at times when we needed it. I'll get to those later, though. This game, I guess my overall analysis, defense really have nothing to pick at. Defense played perfect, dang near perfect. Offense, we really had to work on some things. The running game was not very good. Here's the thing. Yes, we had technically 9 sacks. Apparently, the NCAA said it was 9 sacks, but I will say, I'm talking a lot. I don't know if it's half or maybe over half. A ton of those sacks were on Jackson Arnold. Just even going back and watching some of the highlights, I counted, he was holding on the ball for 4 seconds. You have to have more pocket awareness and get rid of the ball, man. That is it's unacceptable. Do I think the O-line played great? No, because we could not run the ball. And that's the thing. I'm not going to blame Hugh Freeze on this game because we literally could not run the ball. Oklahoma's D-line was just better at containing the run. They were just better than our guys up front in terms of running the ball. In pass protection, I think we did well. It's just Jackson Arnold literally held on to the ball for eons. And, so I am taking back a lot of what I said against that week, and our offensive line played absolutely terrible. They actually played decent. It's just, in pass protection, I think they did well. We just did not get rid of the ball. Got to have more awareness. Jackson Arnold that game looked like a deer in the headlights. Sure, he made that big 4th and 11, conversion at the end, but that should have never been called. Man, Jackson Arnold, right now it's looking really. I mean, it's looking like a rinse and repeat of. I'm going to say it's looking like a rinse and repeat of last year. Like, our team was actually quite good, but we were like one position away from having a great team because Jackson is the reason we've lost like 2 of these games already. I'm not going to say he's the reason we lost the Georgia game in the second half, but I mean, if he holds on to the ball, it becomes way more convincing. If he can actually, like, he just cannot pass the ball. If once teams recognize that, hey, if we shut down the run and make them pass, they ain't going to beat us. That's what every team's thinking right now for Auburn. All they're going to do is just load up the box, defend the run, and they're not going to have to worry about the pass because even though I think we have a top 5 receiver core in the nation, and I don't even think that's a crazy take. I think Cam Coleman, top 5 receiver, Eric Singleton, probably top 10 receiver, Malcolm Simmons, top 20 probably, Perry Thompson, top, like, he's up there too. Like, this receiver core is way too good. We have, like, do we have the okay, outside of maybe Texas and, like, Alabama and, like, probably Tennessee, I think we have a top 5 receiving core in the SEC, absolutely. So I don't know why we're not, like, it's just so sad because Cam Coleman, he's going to transfer. There's no way he's staying in Auburn. The high school I was at, we played against him, and oh my gosh, he whipped our butts. Won the championship and won the state championship at Central. I remember when he was at Central and he was dominating there. He's too good of a player to be at Auburn. I'm going to go and admit it. His talent is being wasted here at Auburn because we're just not a pass team like that until we get a good quarterback that can pass the ball. And here's the thing. We can still be a predominantly run team, but we literally just cannot pass the ball. It's just sad to see. You know, we can hit Cam Coleman on these little hitch routes and all these curls and slant, just like. But man, once it comes time, when we got to hit these 20-yard passes, 15-yard passes, heck, even 30-yard, 40-yard passes. He got them a few times against Oklahoma, but we're not putting him in a great position, we just can't. We just can't do it. So it sucks right now for him and the receiving core. But anyway, I'm going to get into now some of the calls that really affected the Oklahoma game. All right, starting off, we have their third play of the game, the fumble and scoop and score touchdown for us. Here's the thing. I couldn't find an angle online of when he initially caught the ball because I think he had possession of it up until the point you're saying right now. If he comes down with complete possession of the ball, in my opinion, he catches above his head, comes down with it, he gets hit, or when he's in transition, he gets hit, loses the ball. His people were saying he was down, but no, he didn't even have possession. His butt hits the ground while the ball is loose. So at that point, he fumbles it while he's running. The ball gets knocked out. It's on the field. Scoop and score, touchdown. Here's the thing. They either rule it in a completion or don't overturn it. I don't know how you have enough indisputable evidence to overturn it. And I'll get to the call against Georgia in a second, which I've changed my mind about that call. But, oh my gosh, I just don't see how you can overturn that. Like that is such a could you imagine how much momentum we have once we get that scoop and score? Because here's the thing. A lot of these games are decided by momentum. People hate to say it. People say, oh, that's just superstition. Nah, it's real. Momentum is a very real thing in sports and all sports, not just football. And it absolutely impacts the game. If we get that momentum, the defense is feeling hype. They are excited. They're all hyped up. The offense is probably excited to get back out there. Defense is going to get another stop. Offense is going to be excited to get back out there. Oklahoma's feeling the pressure now. They're down 7 in the first quarter. It's just such a crucial turnover. I just don't see how there's enough evidence to overturn the call. But that's my thing. Again, I think he initially caught the ball and he got it hit out while he's in transition because he moves it to his, to where he's holding it, his armpit or under his shoulder. So I think it should have been a fumble. I don't really see how you can overturn it. I think it was, I'm not going to say it was clear as day as fumble, but I just would see it. I think it's extremely hard to overturn. Next, we have probably the most controversial call of the day was the fake substitution. Here's my thing. You could maybe argue that, the Oklahoma fans were saying that, he pointed to the referee. They said it was okay, he cleared him. Here's the thing. One, why is he walking off the field? And he looks like he's just walking his position. You're expected to jog once you're at that level. I don't know why he's walking anyway. So it looks like he'd be going off the field. But no, he sits there. There's no one over. It is very, I think, just the design of the play, it was very clearly meant to be a fake. I don't know how it, just the whole, you could tell they're trying to hide him. So that's the one thing. And two, I think this overrules every single argument. I don't care how good of an argument. If the SEC officials tweet out, I posted it on the Week 4 review. If the SEC officials post on Twitter that, this probably should have been a penalty, then I don't, unless there's maybe there was some, unknown angle that, maybe it works out, but there wasn't. And it was just so frustrating because I think it was very clearly a fake substitution. I don't see how you can even argue with it. I think it was ridiculous. I mean, that's just 7 points given to Oklahoma. And, heck, yeah, they were moving the ball a little bit, but, our defense had gotten a stop then. I'm pretty sure we got in a tackle for loss up until that point. So it's just heck, it could have been at least, bare minimum, we could have held them to 0. Sure, I'm pretty sure they would have gotten a field goal or something, but, you give them 7. So, I don't know, man. That was one thing that I think that was the most controversial call of either that or the fumble, but that was just really bad. SEC, again, admitted if it was officiated properly, would have resulted in a penalty. So, that's my take on it. Next, we have the, just looking at this picture makes me, this is so stupid. The fact that this was not called, the fact that this was not called a pass interference is mind-blowing. And I get the officials not looking at them. But that shouldn't matter. Once you see on the replay, here's the thing. If you can call targeting after replays, you should be able to call other penalties too. Because, maybe not, because there'd be a penalty every play in college football. Everyone slips up, but it's just so blatant. He gets tackled before he touches the ball. It's so clear. It doesn't get called. And people are going to say, Auburn, they scored that drive. Yeah, but you got to understand, that takes off so much. It takes off a lot of clock. Heck, it could have resulted in Auburn, it's 4th and 11. The fact that we even scored is wild because, also, I couldn't find any pictures of it online, but there are some other penalties where, honestly, they could have called a couple more pass interferences on, Eric Singleton and Cam Coleman that drive. But anyway, this was just the main one. It costed a lot of clock because Oklahoma did score the next drive, so it was just a big deal. Golly, it's just so blatant. Next, we have the last call I'm going to be talking about today, the catch, quote-unquote catch made by Oklahoma on their touchdown drive that really, that drive really ended the game. Here's the thing. I said this in the review. If you can look at the review, call that a catch, then the scoop and score should have been called a touchdown. Because here's the thing. The receiver, if he initially catches the ball and gets it hit out as he's going out of bounds, well, I think the same logic applies for the scoop and score. Because he initially has to control the ball, gets it knocked out, except he's in bounds. So, he gets it knocked out while he's in transition. So, I think he had control of it there. So, why can't he have control of the ball that play? So, it's ruled a catch. Again, it's ruled incomplete. The official on the sideline, he has a direct look. He is looking right at the ball. He says he juggles it. And from this angle right here, I wish I could find more angles of it. I could have, but I think this is one I think this is one best shows it to why I'm making my argument why it was incomplete. Look at it. He gets it hit out before he's going out of bounds. It's just you could see the ball moving. I can't show clips on this because I get copyrighted. You can see the ball moving in his hands, though, if you watch the clip. So, I think it should be ruled incompletion. Here's the thing: even if it's not, sure, review it. But I say don't. Don't review it. Rule it a catch in the first place. Because I don't see how these officials are like, there's not enough, or there's too much evidence for this play, but then there's not enough evidence for this play. Like, okay, so apparently there's enough evidence to overturn the incompletion on the scoop and score, but not this play. So, or there's enough for both plays, apparently. I don't know how there was enough in general. Like, it's just ridiculous. So, these are two extremely crucial calls for Auburn. These are two game-changing calls. And the missed penalty, like, these three, like, here's the thing. Only one of these can decide a whole ball game. Like, let's say you take your average Joe, football team versus your average Bob football team. One of these penalties can decide the game. There were three of them that all went against Auburn. Two of them were reviews. The one was missed, again, a blatant missed fake substitution. Again, Oklahoma fans argue about it all you want, but the SEC literally came out with a statement that said, nope, should have been called a penalty. So, unless you want to argue with the SEC officials, then go ahead. Then again, all these Oklahoma fans say, oh, you're crying about the penalties. Here's the thing. I just wish they would have ruled the catch. You either, just rule it as it is. I don't see how they can just review it and overturn it. Like, I don't see how you overturn either of these calls. It's just ridiculous. These two calls go against Auburn. My dad was saying that, he has a conspiracy that, you can hear the announcers in the ACC and, maybe the Big Ten or something, reviewing calls, going through the thought processes. But in the SEC, he thinks they're, talking to Greg Sankey up in Birmingham because he's the SEC commissioner, and he's telling them that, or he's, biased towards these teams, wants to keep them in, or it doesn't look good on the SEC or something like that. But, I thought that was a funny conspiracy. But, I don't think it's true, but it's just crazy how these are two game-changing calls. Three if you're counting the, missed substitution. So, I think we got hosed in this game. Maybe not worse than the Georgia game, but, man, it sucks. Because this team, we didn't deserve to win the game. I don't think you deserve to win football games. You earn football games, but, my goodness. It's really hard to win games once these calls aren't going your way. So, it is what it is. Next, I'm not going to talk about this game for very long. There was no BS this game. We just got our butts whooped. I'm going to be the first to admit it. This game, Texas A&M's defense absolutely dominated our offense. Here's the thing, though. Yes, the offensive line, especially the tackles, much less on the interior. Tackles got absolutely killed. However, this game, I'd say 80% of it was on coaching. The defense did. You hold Texas A&M to 16 points at home. I think they're doing their job. The offense just. I don't think I've seen a worse offensive performance this year. That was. Oh my gosh. The Clemson. LSU game was bad. But okay, those teams were moving the ball. I think that Auburn offense was the worst offense I'd seen all year. I hadn't watched worse offense. That was just. It was awful. Oh my gosh, we didn't move the ball at all. It was just disgusting. 0 for 13 on third downs. I don't even know. Did we even get a first down? I don't even know if we did or not. It was just. Well, no, we did. We got that one huge pass to Eric Singleton. But man, other than that, it was just awful. Offense played terrible. Jackson Arnold, again, not a good, honestly bad passer. Honestly, that's still understanding. He was awful that game. Again, tackles got beat. But the main issue was the play calling was awful. The fact that we only ran the ball with our running backs 8 times was ridiculous. Completely unacceptable. And unlike the Oklahoma game, I said the sacks were mostly on Jackson Arnold. A few were here, but a lot of them low-key were on our left and right tackle. And the penalties, oh my gosh, the penalties were awful. And I get our left tackle feel, he doesn't have great ears, which, sucks. But, man, it's crazy. He had so many penalties. Offensive line, the tackles kept jumping off sides, kept getting – it was just the worst offensive performance I've seen from any team this year. Offense was just – it was awful. Could not move. I mean, it was Texas A&M. Okay, I have been kind of not disrespecting Texas A&M. I haven't been high on them lately. I don't think they're like a great. I think their defense is good. I mean, they did give up points to Florida, which is concerning because Florida's offense is awful. So, they gave up 40 to freaking Notre Dame. So, okay, Notre Dame did have that one, punt block touchdown. But besides that, they've given up points. So I don't know, it's just our passing. We're awful passing the ball. We did not run the ball. The play calling was atrocious. The fact that, and here's the thing, we were averaging 4 or 5 yards a run with our running backs, not Jackson Arnold. He ran the ball more than our running backs, which is terrible. We do not need that to happen. We need to run the ball with our running backs, Hugh Freeze. So that was extremely disappointing. The fact that we didn't run the ball more was bad. That Texas A&M game honestly made me in a fire Hugh Freeze mode because that was just such a bad offensive coaching performance. It was terrible. But anyway, that's really all I got to say about that game. Now moving on to the Georgia-Auburn game. The game yesterday as I'm recording this right now. Well, I think it's 12 when I'm recording this. But anyway, man, this is just your stereotypical big Auburn game over the past few years. Just another blown game. But, I mean, I know everyone's wanting me to say, scream, it's referees. And, yeah, while it's true, I mean, it's just I've gotten tired of saying it. I guess my overview of this game, amazing first half. We had a lot of screw-ups first half. Not our fault, it's referee's fault. But first half should have been up 17-0. It's disappointing. I just don't have many words to say. It was just a terribly officiated game overall. I mean, that's really all I say about the game. First half, great play, great performance from Hugh Freeze coaching first half. Second half, we let the cloud get over our heads. Couldn't be in the game second half, which is just terrible. So that's complete. The second half is dang near entirely on Hugh Freeze, by the way. I'm going to completely hold him accountable for that because we lacked the motivation and the energy. You could tell there's a huge difference in the way we played the first half and the second half, but I'll get to that later. So starting off on this drive when we score the touchdown, or should have scored the touchdown. Anyway, I'm not going to say we should have scored the touchdown because of this exact moment right here. I'm going to get to another reason why in a sec. However, this play essentially decided the game. You want to know why? Even though there's the second half, you could feel after this play the entire game change completely. Georgia had all the momentum going in the second half. We had some momentum, but oh my gosh, that play, I mean, here's the thing. This drive first off started off with way too many review penalties. The 2 minute quarter, where just the last 2 minutes of the first half apparently lasted 38 minutes. 38. I saw it on Twitter somewhere. That is just terrible officiating all around. If you're making a 2 minute period last 38 minutes, you don't need to have a job. So it was terrible. They were reviewing something every other play for us when we were on offense. They were being was he inbounds here? Did he get down at this point? Or did he make this just crap like that. So they slowed down our momentum so much. People weren't talking about this before that play happened. We had our momentum got slowed down by Georgia could not stop us. This half, we ran all over them. They couldn't stop the quick little passes. I don't know what they were reviewing all these calls, and it took up so much time. It gives Georgia more time to talk about stuff. It really slows our offense down because our offense, we were moving a lot faster than they could adjust. So that's just a huge factor in why we didn't score here in the first place. Oh my gosh, they slowed us down so much. It was bad. But anyway, getting into the play itself, here's the thing. At first, of course, the Auburn fan in me says this is a touchdown. As of right now, I still think it's a touchdown. but it's extremely close. And I don't blame them for overturning the call because it's ruled a touchdown on the field. And I genuinely don't see how there's enough evidence to overturn it, say it was a touchdown. But my argument to that is, even though I was just saying how I understood how it wasn't, overturned, my argument was also you can just draw a line of where the ball is. However, my counter argument to the argument I just made would be, okay, well, when did he lose possession? Because he hits, did he lose possession on immediate contact, or when, did it get hit out? It's just, there's a lot of factors in there, so it's hard to decide. And I get why it wasn't overturned. But anyway, here's what I'm going to show now. Look at this right here. Do you notice the multiple Georgia defensive linemen offsides? So that play, to me, is irrelevant now, because look at the helmets in the hands of these players that are offside. I mean, are you kidding me? How is this not? So the play should have never happened in the first place. It should have just been called offsides immediately. So we should have at least gotten 2 more tries to get this going. As to why it wasn't called offsides, I have absolutely no idea. And here's the thing: I'm glad I saw this before. I was, looking up pictures to, make these arguments or whatever. But I saw this on Twitter. I'm like, well, shoot, the play should have never happened in the first place. Why are there's so many defenders offside? So that play, we should have just got it should have been a completely different scenario. Sure, Georgia might stuff. I mean, I highly, highly doubt Georgia stuffs us there. Let's be honest. So, man, again, this should have been ended up in 7 points, not because of that play, but also because of it should have been called offsides. It's not even a question. You can clearly see the Georgia defenders' helmets over the line and a couple of their hands that are over the line too. So it should have been called offsides, even if they didn't. Okay, I remain undecided about the QB draw, or what actually happened, but I just think it should have been called offsides, and the play should have never happened. Here's the next really impactful call that really hurt us this game, and this was when Georgia got the ball back after they got the quote-unquote goal line stop. Here's the thing. This play, by the way, was originally supposed to be a incomplete pass call. I'm just going to get that out of the way. Originally, here's the thing. At the tailgate I was at, there's some other people's TV that was faster than ours, so we went over there. We were kind of far back. We couldn't really hear what the officials were saying, but from what it looked like, I thought they were just calling it to see if the Georgia player stepped out of bounds or not. Next thing I look up at the screen, our one of our best defenders gets ejected from the game. Kalen Lee, by the way, this is the guy that would have gotten the scoop and scored a touchdown for Oklahoma. But anyway, so this is one of our best defenders, and he gets ejected from the game. So it goes from being just a pass interference call, or not pass interference, incomplete pass, to being, one of our best defenders is ejected. My personal take on this, here's the thing. Did he hit the crap out of Gunnar Stockton? Yes, he did. However, I don't think it's a targeting, because here's the thing. Look at the angle he's taking. I'm going to post 2 angles. I'm going to post the other one right now. Now look at this play right here, or look where he makes the contact. He makes the contact with his shoulder, or he is leading with his shoulder. You can go back and rewind from the previous picture. You can see that he's leading with his shoulder and makes contact with the side of his helmet. Did he hit him hard? Yes. If anything, you could call, okay, maybe it was roughing the passer, but even that's a stretch. The fact that this is targeting, absolutely ridiculous. And I'll go ahead and after this, I'm going to talk about the targeting call that was missed on us. That was really bad. Or I'll talk about that, later. I don't see how this is targeting really, at all. I get it looks like he hit him hard, and from, maybe on first glance, you're like, oh, dang, maybe you can call, but I don't see. This is something that happened in the NFL where they, you can't touch the quarterback. Come on, man. I get we're trying to protect quarterbacks now, but that's just ridiculous. How are you? Then, by the way, again, this is one of our best defenders. So having him not in the game is a huge, this is a huge loss going into second half, too, because, Georgia made a lot of big passing plays. And we had him out there, maybe would have been a bit different. So this is a really big loss, and it also gives them 15 yards. We had some more penalties that play. A few of them were undisciplined, but just, oh my gosh, I mean, this is huge. I mean, this was a really big call that really did have a huge part in giving Georgia 3 points. So, I mean, I don't think this is targeting. I don't see how there's really a case for it. You can clearly see he hits him with his shoulder and like with the side of his helmet. If anything, I don't see it how it's targeting at all. Now, this is where the second half starts. The second half, I don't think was as egregious as it was the first half, but it's still pretty close. I mean, second half was also really bad officiating. This drive was like, after this drive, I can tell the life got sucked out of our offense, and it's where it kind of went to crap. Because the fact that this was not called targeting, and the targeting call on Kalen Lee was called, I just think it's ridiculous. There's no other way to put it. I said this in review. The runner, like, he is getting tackled. He's getting tackled. I forgot who caught the ball, but whoever it is, he's getting tackled, and he's being brought to the ground. The difference between Gunnar Stockton, yeah, he got rid of the ball, but it's like, you got to understand, like, when you watch a replay of it, yeah, it's going to be a slow motion. Kalen Lee's already, like, full charging, and there's, like, only a split second after he releases the ball. And it still was not targeting by the crown of the helmet. It was targeting by his shoulder and the side of his helmet. Like, it splits, like, only, like, maybe like a half a second at most after he throws the ball. This play, whoever has the ball, I forgot who it was again, he is in the process of being tackled. He is falling to the ground. A Georgia defender runs over, lowers his helmet, and makes contact to the head. Forcible contact to the head. I don't... So, like, how are you going to call a targeting on Kalen Lee when this is just... I think this is blatant. I think this is very comparable to the Dante Moore missed call. I said this in the preview too. I said this is like when they missed the call against Dante Moore. I'm talking about, like, you look up textbook, like dictionary, what's targeting, literally you would see this pop up on the screen. Like Dante Moore, again, for a reference point, he was sliding against Penn State. Penn State player goes down with him, makes forcible contact to the head as he's going down. He's defenseless. The Auburn receiver is defenseless. He's going down and he makes forcible contact. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It should have been called a targeting. And after that point, it doesn't get called. It's 3rd and 1. We have a overthrow by Jackson Arnold because he can't pass the ball. And then after that, it's 4th and 1. We failed to get the 4th down conversion. It was another bad throw. It's just like after this drive, that missed targeting call and the crappy throws, that really took the life out of our offense. And that was really, you could tell that's when the offense was over with. Next, we have the Kirby Smart timeout situation. This is getting talked about, I think, more than it needs to be because here's the thing. This really didn't have any effect on the game. I think it was a crappy outcome of what happened because here's the thing. Kirby Smart claims the defender was clapping and he was trying to tell the referees that he was clapping. And yes, the defender was clapping, so it should have been a penalty on us. However, he's still making a timeout signal with his hands. You see it clear as day. Kirby Smart, I don't think he lied about taking a time. I don't even remember what he said. The fact is he called a timeout. Whether he admitted it or not or what happened, it should have been a timeout. It should have been a charge on Georgia. No idea why it's not. Like, he does it multiple times. He runs down the sideline, is making the timeout motion with his hands multiple times. He's screaming at the defender with the timeout signal. Like, the fact that this was not a timeout charge was ridiculous. Kirby Smart this game was acting like a baby too. Here's the thing. I have a lot of respect for Kirby Smart, but my goodness, I mean, and I don't blame him for like getting mad at the refs a lot, always talking, because it was a sloppy game. But this is so stupid. Also, him standing on the med bench or whatever. It was, I don't know. I think it was kind of scummy, but I don't see how this just wasn't. It should have been a timeout charge. That's all I got to say. Also, this is to a lesser extent. This was a huge play. 3rd and 4. Again, after Gunnar Stockton scored that rushing touchdown, me and my family, we got up and started packing up and leaving. So I didn't really have time to digest what happened. I didn't really see what happened this drive. But after looking at it, House is not holding. And I've complained a lot of the refs. I'm not even going to say much about this. Just it should have been holding. It's 3rd and 4. It's a huge play. If it gets called, Georgia probably doesn't score a touchdown. So, I mean, yeah, that's all it should have been. Should have been holding, just blatant. Oh, and also, I forgot what quarter this is in. Apparently, this is a pass interference. People might remember this call. Defender, he gets his arm around his waist, but he doesn't really. I mean, it's not an interference. Like, he didn't interfere with the pass at all. They call it interference. Don't know why. There's also like the roughing the passer call, which I mean, I can get that. He did drive him to the ground, even though the defender couldn't see him, but I think he should have more awareness not to drive Gunnar Stockton to the ground like that. So I think that's a just call. Probably some more stuff I'm forgetting, but overall, penalties are atrocious. I mean, it cost us so much this game. Just Georgia should have, I think we should have won the game. I mean, that's really all I got to say. Just, we got hoaxed, and that's what it is. However, with all this out of the way, there's one more important question to ask, and it's the most important question. How do we respond, and where do we go from here? As an Auburn fan, I think priority number one, get the offense figured out. Do everything. And we just got to get the QB situation figured out in general, because even though the offense wasn't run the ball, even though we weren't doing well second half, Jackson Arnold, he still cannot pass the ball. He still can't. So, got to get that figured out. Hugh Freeze, supposed to be good with quarterbacks. It's not done that at all. Didn't do it with Peyton Thorne. Hasn't done it all with, has not developed Jackson Arnold at all. He is the exact same quarterback he was at Oklahoma. So got to get the offense figured out. Defense completely fine. I don't care. The defense is fine. DJ Durkin has done an amazing job with the defense. All our defensive talent and skill, they've just been great overall. So just keep that up. That's all. Yeah, sure. I mean, we still got to be ready for Missouri next Saturday, but offense just has got to get better. As for Hugh Freeze, I'm not going to say he has one more game left, but he's really got about one more game to really show that he can develop players. Against Missouri, Jackson Arnold, he has to look good. There's just no excuse. Because Missouri, they're going to stop the run. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Sure, we might have 100 rushing yards in the first half, but in the second half, it's going to get to a point where they're going to they're going to stop the run at some point. You can't solely rely on the run. You have to make Jackson Arnold pass the ball. And it's not these little hitch routes or these curl routes or these little quick slants. I'm talking about deep, I'm talking about your longer passes, your 15-yard passes, your 20-yard deeper passes. You just got to start pushing the ball down the field more. Because I'm going to go and say it. If we cannot push the ball down the field, we will not win 8 games. My goal before the season, me and everyone I knew, we just wanted to win 8 games. I think that's reasonable. And here's the thing. Yes, I think we should have won about 2 of these last 3 games. I think we should have beat Oklahoma and we should have beat Georgia. Still, though, the play calling was, and just the offense in general, the second half was awful against Georgia. Oklahoma was different. We still did, even though Oklahoma's mostly on Jackson Arnold. That game was really just on Jackson Arnold. But second half offense against Georgia was awful. That isn't, by the way, that's entirely on Hugh Freeze. We could not adjust. Georgia adjusted. We could not. Hugh Freeze got completely outcoached. Second half got outplayed. So he did not have our guys ready to go in the second half. It's just a lack of motivation and a lack of adjustment on his part. The second half is his fault. The Texas A&M game is entirely his fault. I'd say. I mean, yeah, the offense played bad, but still, it dang near entirely his fault too. Because we didn't even have a pulse against the Texas A&M game. You got to have motivation and energy to go into these games. So Hugh Freeze is just, I think he has 1, maybe 2 more games if he looks okay. I mean, if he looks mediocre in back-to-back games, then Okay, here's the thing. We're 9-3 right now. We're not 9-3. We're 3-3, and I think if he loses 5 games, he needs to be fired. Here's the problem with that. Missouri and Vanderbilt are very lose. Oh, not only those two, Alabama also. These are all very losable games, unfortunately. So I'm not feeling very well heading into these games. Vanderbilt, in my opinion, is a top 12 team. They have a top 12 defense, they have a top 12 offense, and they have one of the best coaching staff in the nation. How is Hugh Freeze going to beat Vanderbilt? That's what I'm wondering. How are we going to... Vanderbilt is going to be a nightmare game for... I'm just going to go and say it right now. Vanderbilt is going to be rough. That'll be a great win if we can beat them. Missouri, I'm really hoping to see us bounce back against Missouri. Missouri's rushing defense is good. They have a good defense. It'll be a defensive slugfest in my prediction. Man, we just gotta push the ball down the field. It's no exceptions. And again, we could very well easily lose 3 games. And also Arkansas, like we go to Arkansas, and even though Arkansas sucks, like that offense ain't too bad. So I mean, well, okay, I'll take that back. We should beat Arkansas, but I'm talking there are like 3 more games on our schedule that are very, and I mean very losable. If we go 6-6, Hugh Freeze needs to be gone. No questions asked. Gone. If he looks, I'm talking about if he looks terrible against Missouri, then I think we need to go ahead and start, deciding to pull the trigger, like, because it's unacceptable. And I get we should probably be 5-1 right now, but my goodness, I mean, a lot of it is also lack on Hugh Freeze's part. I would say 2 out of the 3 losses we've had are on Hugh Freeze. I say the Georgia game because it was also a lack of coaching to adjust in the second half. Because keep in mind, we're still up against Georgia in the first half, by the way. It's not like we're only up by 3 or like we're down by 3. Like, no, we're up 10-7. And we get a 3-and-out to start the second half. So we should, it's just unacceptable. And I get it was a mistargeting, but we still, it is a coach's fault that we don't, keep getting in the game. It's just, and I get I get it sucks, momentum shifts, but that's on you. You got to keep the players active. You got to keep adjusting. I know it's kind of a lot to ask, but you're at Auburn. We're one of the better SEC programs throughout history. So it's expected of you. So I'm going to go and say this for Hugh Freeze. And I'm talking about if he looks really bad again. I'm going to go and say it. If we lose to Missouri next week, he needs to be fired. I'm going to go and say it. He needs to be fired if we lose to Missouri next week. If we beat Missouri and lose to Vanderbilt, but I mean, Vanderbilt, here's the thing. Am I going to be mad if we lose to Vanderbilt? No, but I want us to look good. If we don't look good against Vanderbilt, I'm talking about if he looks crappy against Vanderbilt, then he needs to be fired. If he looks crappy against Alabama, he probably needs to. I'm talking about he has one game left. He can't have another crappy game. He's used up all of his crappy game excuses. I think he has one game left until we pull the trigger because it's just unacceptable. Really, for this program, our season is technically over. We don't have a shot at making the playoffs now, but that's not the point. We knew we weren't going to make the playoffs. I just really want to see us win 8 games. If we can win 8 games, I will be moderately content. Because, and even though I'd say 8 games, 8 games is a decent record, and why would you be moderately content? And it's a huge jump from not even making a bowl game last season. Still, though, this team is, again, I said this earlier, we are a very talented team. We should have been competing way more with Texas A&M and should have been competing better against Georgia in the second half. And those are coaching errors. Those are coaching faults. So, there's another way to put it. I think Hugh Freeze, okay, I'm going to say, okay, I take back. If he can maybe get away with having one more crappy game, but that's only if we don't lose another game. He has to win. I'm talking about if we beat Missouri and have a crappy game against Vanderbilt, then maybe we can say, we can maybe keep keep him around another year. But I'm talking if he loses to Missouri. Next week, if he loses to Missouri, gone. Because think about it, we'll be on a 4-game losing streak. Are you kidding me? I mean, dang. That's not happening. He's fired if we lose to Missouri. He can maybe look crappy against Alabama or, again, Vanderbilt, and maybe he can slip by, but that's still pushing it. By the way, I'm talking immediate fire. If we lose to Kentucky or Arkansas, it's immediate. Not even a question, it's a fire. So, anyway, that's my take on Hugh Freeze right now. Program still, it's a disappointment how we have not looked better because this team is extremely talented, but it sucks. But anyway, that's all I'm got to say for this video. If you made it this far, this video was, a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But thank you all for watching if you made it this far, and I will see y'all in the preview for next week. Bye.